Westside Scholars, good morning or good afternoon. I want to welcome you to my mom's house. This is my mom, Miss Crisafulli, my hero. Mom, say hi to 6th graders.
Hi, 6th graders.
And I'm very happy to show you what you're going to be doing for homework after you create your interview questions. So for your homework, you need a pencil, something to write on, and the questions you created in class. And right now I'm just going to interview my mom, ask her my questions, and we'll go from there. So Mom, what is something you are proud of doing?
Well, there are probably lots of things I'm proud of doing, but probably the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that I raised 4 children in Syracuse, New York, who are established in their careers and or education, and I still get a chance to be with them on a very regular basis.
All right, and students, I'm just going to tell you I'm writing as she's writing, and feel free to take your time when you're doing this with your hero. All right, Mom, what are your strengths? What are you good at?
Well, what am I good at? What am I good at? I'm good at walking and talking at the same time.
How about with your job, which you taught for 18 years, Mom?
Well, I taught a lot of different jobs in the Syracuse City School District. I think I was fairly effective with many of my students. That was probably the highlight, was the time I spent working with the students.
And what made you effective? What made you an effective teacher?
I think the most important thing when teaching is to establish relationships with the students, and I always worked very hard to have individual relationships with each of the students, and remember that each day was a new day and every student came in with a clean slate.
All right, well, thanks, Mom. What are some of your things that you're not so good at, or your weaknesses?
Probably one of my weaknesses is trying to do too much, having maybe somewhat unreasonable goals for myself and sometimes for the other people that I'm working with.
As a child, Mom, what was your dream job?
My dream job was always to be a teacher. From the time I can remember, I was the one when we played school in the neighborhood on the front porch or in the backyard. I was the one with the red pencil and making the copies of little math problems for the kids to do.
And for those of my students that don't know yet, what job did you have for over 30 years?
Well, I taught for over 30 years. I taught probably almost everything from kindergarten through college and a lot in between.
Mom, what do you hope to accomplish in the next 10 years?
Well, I'm sort of retired now, although I still do work in the city schools on a part-time basis. I am enjoying traveling, spending time with my family. I haven't really figured out what the maybe volunteer contribution I will be making, but I'm kind of open to some ideas in that area.
What's the hardest thing you've done in your life, Mom?
Probably the hardest thing was saying goodbye to my brother, who died of cancer in his mid-40s.
And what advice would you give me for the future, Mom?
Give you?
Give me.
Well, keep doing what you're doing. I know that you do a great job and you're very committed to your students. And it doesn't hurt to have high expectations for them. I'm sure they'll work hard to meet them and that you will be helping them along the way.
Do you think it's good that I give my kids homework every night, Mom?
Oh, I think it's the best that you give your kids homework every night. And in fact, I think your kids should probably, in addition to that, be reading at least 15 or 20 minutes every single night.
And then last question for you, Mom. If you were a superhero or could have any superpower, what would you have?
I don't know if it's a superpower. I can't think of a superpower that would fit this, but I would really like to be able to have all students have a feeling that they matter and are important, and that their education should be important to them and to the community itself. And to all you students out there, I wasn't asked this question, but I would really encourage you to work hard this year. You've got great teachers at Westside Academy. I know a lot of them. I've been in your school. I've seen the wonderful things that students and teachers can do together. So I would just encourage you to follow the routines and procedures, and you will have a wonderful school year.
All right, Mom, that's all I have for my interview, and I'm looking forward to writing my letter to you as a
Oh boy,
final
can't
project
wait.
for this. All right, thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.